Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope y'all are doing great. I'm doing okay. Today we're going to be working on a flip book using envelopes, and I'm going to show you the process step by step. I have labeled some of them and some I haven't, and I want to just go through it with you how I intend on doing it so I can get my mental game together. So whenever I make them, I like for the front cover and the back cover to not have any of the folding on the envelope, right? These envelopes came in a pack of cards that I probably will be using for something else. So here we go. And this is just a rough draft of how I usually do it, because I usually end up screwing up something and saying, oh, why did I do that? So we have 1 and 2. So 1 is like this. We're going to make 2 and 1 face each other this go around. And what I mean by face each other is that it's going to have the openings to each other. So that's 2, 1, 2, and 2 is already written on. But I like to put the numbers on the pages where I'm going to actually be gluing or working on them from that aspect. And right here, this is going to bug me, so I'm just going to take this glue and you're probably thinking, Brenda, you're going to cover that up. I know, but it was bugging me right then. Like right then, it was driving me crazy. Make sure I didn't glue it all the way down to that yet. So that's 1, 2. And now we have 3 and 4 to work with, okay? So what I like to have for 3 and 4, and even though I have it right here, I could just go ahead and put 3 this way. And this is important. You could try to cut it off and figure out how you want to put it in there, but I find that makes it look like a mistake. Now, you see how this is looking? I don't want it to look like that, and I'll show you why. I would prefer if it looked like this. So when I open it up, I want it to be like that. So how do you get it to work like that? Well, you got to do some finagling. And what is finagling? Working your papers and pages to make it look good. Because now, okay, we have open. We have 1 page here. We have another open page here. And then we'll have 4 going to 5. Just like that. And so it should be good to go. Just like that. So let's go ahead and write on 3. Now, what I work on, because the insides I'm not too concerned about, but the outside I am more concerned about when it comes to the gusset. And so what you could do for your gusset is just fold over the paper and take your tip and put it to the tip of the envelope if you like, right here at the opening. And then just use your natural creasing tool, which is your finger. And now you have a gusset. Now that's a pretty big gusset. So if you're concerned about the gusset being too big, you can always make it smaller. The only thing that you have to be mindful of is when you're folding your pages and you have, this is where you need to be concerned about. So where you're going to put this flap, you're going to put that flap on the fold, right? You're not going to put it on here and then have it fold over. So that is something that you have to be mindful of, and you may actually have to cut it down to go in there because you don't want a lot of excess bulk in there. So you see, here we go, no gusset. And then with your gusset being right here, you just need to make sure that when you put your pages back in, that it will actually fit. And more so, the reason why I put the gussets in is because I need for the pages to kind of fit like that. So that's how the gusset would look. It is a bit wide, so I'm going to just make it a little bit smaller. And so again, you could use your fingers, or you can actually get a creasing tool and a scoreboard to make it a lot neater versus what I have chosen to do. because usually when I do this without, you know, measuring it, even though I measure it and it's still kind of funky looking, it tends to still be off. But here we are with our new gusset, and there we go. Okay, so again, I'm just going to recrease it once more because I felt like this side was bigger. So let me just get the bone folder, and so I just scored it at the half-inch mark from the original score line. Now, the thing about these that you have to be very careful with your paper, as you probably already know, is that it can tear easy if you put too much force and pressure down on it. So I'm just trying to be as gentle as possible while still trying to create what I need to get created. Once the gusset is created, then we're going to go ahead and glue down number 5. Again, being careful not to put this score line on the original score line, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to just take some good old glue, and this glue dries fairly quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right where our new spine is supposed to be. I think I did this wrong, but we'll see. I can't remember if I've ever showed you how to do this before, and I feel like I have, and I didn't screw it up this much. So now I'm just trying to put it in the proper place of that new crease and make sure that these line up. We don't want one side to be too tall and the other side to be short. All right, so they do line up, and we're just going to put this back over once more. Just like that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold this over as best as possible in this crease, just like that. One side always, no matter how precise I try to be, one side always tries to get the better of my patience. So I'm just burnishing this down, the glue, making sure it's adhering to both sides. And you know, with some glues, they dry faster than others. And here we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back right here and just make that original crease present again. And there we go. So now, since we have our original crease present, you can cut this little lip off without having to stress out, and then we'll glue this back down, okay? So now what I'm going to do, and this is what I was telling you, that you may have to cut some pieces off. So I'm just going to take my scissors and just cut it on off. There we go. And now we have our book cover, at least. And now what I'm going to do, just to make sure that I'm not losing any of my marbles, so I'm just going to come back through with a thin coat. You want a good core, right? I'm not sure if you've ever heard that before. I have multiple times, because I have I'm a chronic back pain, low back pain sufferer. And so whenever I go to the doctor with my back pain and I had to go to physical therapy, I'm like, oh, you want a good core, because if you sit up straight and erect, your back won't hurt that much. And I'm thinking, okay, let's do it. Let's go for that, because that makes sense to me. Not at all. But, you know, that's what they say. These people that know body mechanics better than you know your body, right? So now we're going to take some glue. I'm not bitter at all, but the physical therapy people are meant to beat you up. We're going to take some wet glue. Glue stick. I really like this glue. I may have to see how much it costs at Michael's to see if it's worth a coupon. To just have one on standby, 1 of 5, you know. I don't know. But yes, I was going through some stuff. And I was just like, no one in the house needs anything. Like, we don't need anything. Of course, needing and wanting, not the same. So it's always good to be able to have what you need to survive versus wanting what you need to survive, if that makes any sense. I've been on that end before where I needed lights and water and all that other stuff. So now I'm going to take this, and we will be gluing these directly into here just like this. Now the thing about this, when you glue your pages in, you have to decide, do you want to glue the bottom portion or do you want to glue the top portion? If you decide to glue the top portion in, then remember, you don't have a lot of space right here. So I always glue the bottom. I always try to glue the bottom, even though I forget sometimes to do that. And what I'm going to do is I am going to use this, my new favorite glue, right? And I'm going to also apply just, hopefully, let's see, we'll see, because this bonds really good. You know, Elmer's glue, probably everyone's favorite at one point in time. I remember the big pasty glue. Did you eat the pasty glue? I'm glad it was non-toxic, right? Because that stuff was yummy. Maybe growing up, when I was growing up, it was yummy. I'm not sure right now. But you know, that'd be the number one thing. Don't eat the glue. Mommy, I need some more glue. Or Mama, is what I call my mom. I didn't call her Mommy. I don't think I ever called her Mommy when I was a little kid. But I called her Mommy as I got older. I think she liked it. So the one thing about these glue sticks is you have to be very quick and careful on how you're gluing it. See, it's a little bit off, and that's okay. No worries. Try to slide this thing up without getting upset. So we got to slide up some, which is good. And now what we're going to do is we are just going to make sure it's not, you see right here, we need to slide it in some. So we're going to slide it in some as well, best as possible. If not, you know, no worries. We could always start over, or we can just figure something out. But since it's a little bit forgiving glue, we can slide it in. And I am applying some pressure to it to make sure that it slides right on in. It slid in at the bottom. Let's make sure it slides in at the top. There we go. There we go. See how that works out? And the only thing is I'm going to always come back and try to make sure our spine is good to go. And now we have at least one page in our book. And I'm just going to burnish this down now because I'm satisfied with how it is. What I learned from watching other videos, I think I already told you this when I was trying to make a photo album flip out of this, is that, you know, it's okay to fold your papers back. It's okay to do that. It's not, you know, it's not the end of the world if you don't do it, but no one's going to lose any sleep if you do it. So I'll make sure our spine is still intact. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to skip page 3 for now. And I'm going to put page 4 in. And the only reason why is because I need to figure out page 3 because I screwed it up. So I think what I'm going to end up doing, you see how 4 is this way, or maybe I'm going to end up gluing these two down like that together. That's probably what's going to end up happening. And then sliding this page in all at once. So let's go ahead and do that so I don't bond everything down. That doesn't need to be bonded. So I'm going to take this, rub, 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 rub-a-dub-dub, just like that. I'm just going to, it's windy. Yesterday was cool outside. The last 2 days it's been cooler, so fall is coming, I guess. I don't know. I don't even want to consider, I don't even know what we have here in San Antonio. Is it a fall? Do we have a fall? Like, I think our leaves stay brown because of the lack of rain sometimes. So I just wanted to add that extra to it, even though I don't feel like I needed to, but I did want to add that extra to it. So now I'm just going to touch these at the bottom and put them together just like that and burnish this down. I'm just going to rub, 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 rub. Okay. And it's not perfect. And when I say it's not perfect, it's not exactly even, but I think that's normal. It's a little bit off, but that's okay. I'm not gonna cry over it because I think it looks good still. All right, so there we go, and it's adhering really good to each other, which is great. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this flap right here and glue it on the inside of 5, and then we will be done with this video and we'll come back to do covering. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, get my bearings again. I'm going to take this glue, just going to rub it in. Now you can use whatever you want if you are more comfortable using adhesive because you have a better sense of getting it glued down. You know, it's stuck down a lot easier. Then definitely try that over glue. But I just feel like the wet glue or even this glue stick will serve its purpose a lot better for me. So now I'm just raising this part up, page 5, or the back of the book, because we're almost finished with the book, at least making the book, okay? And then I'm just going to burnish that down. And I'm not going to burnish this side down because that's where the gusset is, so it'll be kind of off. I'm going to burnish this down, just like that. And for the first time ever, I can say that all the pages are almost even. Let's see. And did I do it again? I think so. Let's see. Nope, I didn't. I'm shocked. I was going to say I turned page 5 into 1 and 1 into 5, but I did not. So right here, we're just going to burnish, burnish, burnish. Burnish. And there we go. So we have our pages again, 1, 2, 3. Now, if you wanted to, you can put another page right here to give it some more room, I guess. You know, more flaps. But I struggle with more than that. I start to freak out. But that is that. I do enjoy making these, but you know, I feel like they're a little bit time consuming. But I do enjoy making them. Like, they make me happy. So I want to say thank you all for watching part 1 of start to finish envelope flip book. So thank you all for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.